Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my May setup. Originally this video was over 2 hours long and I got it down to about 8-ish minutes, and I did that mostly by cutting out a lot of the repetitive stuff like painting my hexagons or outlining my hexagons, or when I write to my habit page, little squares that I draw to track my habits, taking out a few of them. That way it wasn't as ridiculously repetitive as it could have been. So, yeah. My editing skills are a little rough. I'm working on them right now, but I'm not completely unhappy with them. I think it turned out okay. I may have overused the same transition, but I hope you don't mind. Anyways, I guess mostly, I really don't have much to say about the spread other than you'll notice around right after I finish my calendar page, which is the next spread, it gets a little bit more rough, and that's because I've tried to film all of this while my son was napping, but he took a little bit of a shorter nap than he's been taking, on top of this just taking an extremely long time to film. So that spot, like you'll notice whenever I turn the page to my habit page, it's already partly filled in, and that's because I forgot to turn the camera on after he woke up from his nap. But anyways, I figured today I'd mostly talk about my reading because I think I finally decided the actual direction my channel will take. So I'm thinking I will post monthly bullet journal videos, but for the most part, I want to talk about books. I've been reading so much here lately. Well, not this one. This one's been a little slow. But I've been reading a lot more here lately. I've really gotten back into reading. So I think that's the direction I officially want to take. So right now I will tell you about what I'm currently reading, so I'm currently rereading the Harry Potter series, and I've been working on that reread for about 2-ish years now. And I'm just now on the 4th book, and I've been on the 4th book for probably about 3 weeks at this point, and it's real. I like it. I like the Harry Potter series, but it was never one of the series that I loved, which is why I didn't read it for the first time until high school. And so, like, whenever I think of, like, childhood books, I never think of Harry Potter. I think of, like, Twilight and, the House of Night series. Those are the two main ones that I remember, like, loving during my formative years, whenever a lot of other people probably were reading Harry Potter. But anyways, though, I'm currently rereading the 4th book, and I'm, like, so much stuff I don't remember from the first time I read it, which the first time I read it was probably maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I was either a sophomore or a junior in high school. And I don't know if I was just speed reading it in high school to be able to say I read it, because there's so many things I don't remember at all. Like, and I'm not even, like, maybe a fourth of the way through the book. Like, they just now announced the Goblet of Fire. Like, or, yeah, no, the Triwizard Tournament, excuse me, Goblet of Fire is the book. But anyways, like, they just announced it in the book. And I'm about to, I'm starting on chapter, whatever number, titled Mad Eye Moody. So I'm not that far, like I said, but there's so many things I don't remember from the first time I read it. Like, I don't know. And thinking about it now, too, like, rereading the 4th book actually kind of makes me appreciate the Weasley family, like Molly and Arthur, so much more than I ever thought I could have. Because, like, they're pretty poor, but at the same time, they still manage to, like, do their best to give Harry and Hermione experiences in the wizarding world that aren't just going to Diagon Alley and going to school. They, like, take them to the Triwizard Tournament and just introduce them to the world in so many ways that they may not have gotten if they hadn't been friends with those people. Because, like, the school can only teach you so much, but once you get out of school, things are different. So I thought that was really interesting, and it makes me definitely have a greater appreciation for the Weasley family, but especially Molly and Arthur. And thinking back to it, too, the 4th book, but it's been a while since I read, like, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd books, so my details may be kind of mixed up, but I kind of like the 4th book is also, like, where all of their characters and, like, the story really, really, really takes off. Like, it obviously takes off at the beginning, but, like, it starts to really, really take off, like, getting to know the characters in. Because, like, this is whenever Hermione, I don't know if she starts spew in this book, but, like, she starts her very slight hunger strike at the great feast, their first night back. Whenever after she finds out there's elves in the kitchen, she's like, well, I'm not eating this dinner tonight. And so, and then, like, you kind of start seeing, like, where Ron is a little bit jealous of Harry, because I guess Harry's a little bit richer and stuff. And then, so like you start to see that part of their characters develop, which I think is really interesting. And you start to see them really, really growing up because, you know, first crushes and stuff, which I'm sure they've all had crushes, but this might be the first time they're really mentioned, like Harry's crush on Cho Chang. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm really liking my reread. I am going really slowly. I didn't read hardly at all last week. I think with the virus going on last week, I spent too much time checking like news sources and stuff, and so I was extra anxious and obsessed with it. Like all the good habits that I'd managed to keep the weeks before, like working out once a day, going on walks most day, last week kind of just fell out the window. So I'm gonna try to get them back this week. That way I'll stay on top of things and not be anxious all the time, and I'll be functional. But yeah. So anyways, I've already read 2 other books this month, which I made a video about 2 weeks ago. Whenever I read, what are they called? Full Disclosure and The Wives. I really liked both of those. But I don't know, something about Harry Potter just feels nostalgic in a way that's not nostalgic to me in particular, because I didn't read these as a child, as a young child. I read them as like a teenager, but like not as a young child. So like they're nostalgic in a way that's not really nostalgic for me personally, but like they're really good. And yeah. Oh, anyways, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but my fingernails are kind of dirty. I promise you that my hands are clean. But the other day, my partner Chris made us a couple of bookshelves, and then I stained them, and I can't get the stain off of out of my fingernails. I've I barely got the stain off my hands actually, so I promise you my hands are clean. But anyways, I'm getting close to the end, and I'm probably going to stop talking soon. And I also forgot to label my habit trackers at all in this video. Rowan was a little loud behind me. I was trying to keep him entertained while I finished real fast. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week. By the way, this is my 3rd upload in a row, like weekly, so bye.